In this video, we'll be looking at permutation notation. A permutation of a set of objects is an arrangement of those objects into a particular order. Now, an example that we've already looked at is how many four-letter signs can be made from the letters in the word equal if no repetition is permitted. The way we approach this problem is we put 4 spaces, and then we decided that since there are 5 letters in the word equal, I had 5 ways to pick a letter for the first space. And then once I picked a letter, then since no repetition is permitted, I only had 4 ways to pick the next one, only 3 ways to pick the next letter, and then 2 ways to pick the next letter. So I have 120 ways, or 120 four-letter signs can be made from the letters in the word equal. So this is called a permutation. The notation that we use for permutation, we sometimes see subscripts with a subscript in front and in back. The one in front represents the total number of objects that I'm picking from, and the subscript in back represents how many that I'm arranging at any given time. So this is the number of permutations of 5 things, choose 4 at a time. And then sometimes you'll see those numbers in parentheses. So the formula for calculating permutations is permutations of n things taken r at a time is n factorial over n minus r factorial, where n is the number of things to choose from and r is the number of things that we're choosing. Remember, no repetition is permitted and order matters. So if we're doing a problem like this one where we allow repetition, then we're not doing permutations. So for our problem that we just did up here, the 5 times 4 times 3 times 2, if we use our formula for that, it's permutations of 5 things taken 4 at a time. So my n is 5, so I would write 5 factorial over, and then my r is 4, so 5 minus 4 factorial is in the bottom. 5 minus 4 is 1. You have to do the stuff in parentheses first. So I have 5 factorial over 1 factorial, which is 5 factorial, and that works out to be 120. So let's do another example. How many permutations are there of 22 things taken 6 at a time? Now if we did this by writing them out, I would have 6 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because I'm going to choose 6 at a time. And then I have 22 things to choose from, but once I fill up this first space, then I only have 21 things, and then 20, and so forth. So multiplying these 6 numbers, I get 53,721,360. Now if I look at this with the permutation formula, we have the permutation of 22 things, choose 6 at a time. So that's 22 factorial over 22 minus 6 is 16. So 22 factorial over 16 factorial. Now if you simplify these factorials, 22 factorial you can write as the product of all the numbers going all the way down until I hit 16 factorial. And then I stop at that point because I can cancel the 16 factorials. And then I'm left with just the 6 numbers multiplied together that I had up here. And again, that's 22 times 21 times 20 times 19 times 18 times 17, which works out to be 53,721,360.